Coming up in this episode, the NRL and Rugby League Players Association are getting closer to an agreement. Castleford's McShane will continue as captain, but there's a new vice-captain in town. And Wigan and Oldham's deal sees Wigan youngsters sent to the Vestercare Stadium. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel L Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Also, if you so choose to, please remember that my Buy Me a Coffee fund is up and running. If you're able to donate, please do. If not, there's no obligation. I hope you continue to support the channel in any way that you can. Anyway, it's Super League Eve, ladies and gentlemen, as we are looking forward to tomorrow's clashes. We see Leeds travel to Halliwell Jones Stadium to face Leeds. We'll talk about that more in tomorrow's episode, but it's Super League Eve and I hope you're all ready for it. But in the meantime, we're going to have a look at one club's announcement, as Castleford have come out with some happy news this week. As the promo said at the beginning, Paul McShane will continue in his role as club captain for the 2023 season, as Castleford have confirmed their decision and have appointed second rower Alex Miller to make the step up to captain for the new vice captain for the new campaign. Now going into his 9th season in Castleford colours, 33-year-old McShane is only 3 matches away from reaching that magic 200 appearance mark for the Tigers, and McShane is looking forward to leading the side out again this term. I'm really happy and really proud. I love playing for Cas, so to be honoured with the captaincy is great, McShane said. I love leading the lads out every week, but we've got plenty of blocks out on the field who have a lot of experience who also help out. McShane will be joined by Mellor as his vice captain, and the back rower is someone whom the Tigers skipper claims has really found his feet during his short time at Weldon Road. Mel's came in halfway through the season, but from the first week he's shown he trains the way he plays and puts it all out there on the training field. That's an example you want to set. He comes from a good pedigree of playing for some good clubs with big players around him, and you can see that by how he goes about things. The new vice-captain, a former Leeds man, linked up with the Tigers in 2022 and made an immediate impact in switching to Weldon Road. After joining from Leeds Rhinos, the 28-year-old Mellor has been a mainstay in the Castleford 13, forming a solid second-row partnership with Kenny Edwards. When speaking to CastlefordTigers.com about stepping up to his new leadership role, Mellor stated that he is delighted with his new position. It feels really good. I'm really honoured and grateful to get it. It's not something I initially expected at the start of the season, but it's something that I'm really looking forward to grabbing with both hands, Mellor said. Ahead of training on Monday, it was announced to the squad that Mellor has been joining McShane as vice captain, and Castleford's number 12 outlined that it was a special moment to see the warm reception he received from his fellow players, stating, "One morning Lee Radford pulled me into his office. Didn't know what it was about, because you always think you're in trouble when that happens, but he told me that I was going to be vice captain for the year. So it was a nice news to receive." The lads' reaction was really good, and they were buzzing for me. Getting the recognition of your teammates is massive, and it makes you feel good when it comes from them. Mellor has settled into the club seamlessly and paid tribute to the closeness of the club for that. It's really a family sort of club because everyone is really close, and you feel like you can approach everyone. We're all on the same level because we're switched on when we need to be, and when you're off the field, everyone can have a laugh. So it suits me down to the ground. Ran has helped me make the transition a smooth one for me by really welcoming me. The lads were exactly the same because you play one game with them and you feel like you know them straight away. Now entering his 11th year as a professional, Mellor explained that taking the younger players within the Castleford setup under his wing is something that comes naturally to him, although he's still eager to learn more from Captain McShane. I like being that voice that anyone can come up to, and I'm always make myself available to speak to anyone. I always like to feel that I can bridge the gap between the coaches and the young players if needed that, or offer any advice. It's something I enjoy doing. Someone I've really looked up to is Maka because I think he's got a really good leadership skills and he's someone I'm learning from. With that, head coach Lee Radford described why McShane and Mellor will make an immediate impact as the leadership team for 2023. It's Maka's second year as a captain now, and I know from my own experience the responsibilities and challenges that come with it. I believe you're definitely better in the second year with the experience behind you. Mellor has got a lot of leadership qualities and goes about his business in the right way. We are hopeful that he can progress at the club in terms of his game and as a person with his leadership skills as well. So in some positive news for negotiations, the NRL have put forward a compromise offer in its last major battleground area with the RLPA, which could result in the Players' Union having total autonomy over its finances within 5 years. The parties made a breakthrough on Tuesday, coming to an in-principle agreement on key terms for the NRLW collective bargaining agreement, easing fears of industrial action during the trial matches. Male players, in a show of support for their female counterparts, had threatened a numerous amount of disruptions, including the delay of pre-season kick-off times, if a women's deal wasn't forthcoming. However, an agreement has been reached on a number of key areas, including an allowance for private healthcare insurance, along with 12-month contracts and the opportunity to sign players to sign on for more than 1-year contracts, multi-year deals from 2023 onwards. As the parties now turn their attentions to finalising an NRL agreement, the major sticking point is the RLPA's demand to control 113 million Australian dollars in funding of various player funds, programs and benefits. Sources with knowledge of the negotiations, speaking on the condition of anonymity due to the confidential nature of the discussions, told the Herald of the NRL's plan to break the impasse. Head office has proposed that both parties jointly oversee that funding pool via 2 representatives from each body for the length of the new CBA. Should the association prove it is fiscally responsible for the funds over that period, the NRL would relinquish control to the RLPA for the next agreement. In the wages sense, this is what we've been told is the NRL's proposal. For the women's game, a salary cap of $900,000 per team with a minimum salary of $30,000 for 2023, which will progress via the numbers all the way through to 2027, where there's a 1.518 million Australian dollars gap for the teams, with a 50,600 Australian dollars wage minimum for any NRL women's team players. The NRL women's agreement has raised hopes that an agreement on the remaining contentious points can be agreed. The Australian Rugby League Commission is adamant that investment in the women's game be prioritised at every level, and the finalisation of terms for the elite NRL women's is just one of the aspects of the commitment, NRL CEO Andrew Abdo said. The proposed investment of $118 million across the 5-year cycle at the elite level factors in the future growth of the competition, and is also supported by significant investments in pathways and grassroots participation as part of an overall strategy for the women's rugby league development. I want to acknowledge and thank the players, the Rugby League Players Association, clubs and all partners for their support as we work through this historic agreement. The game will support and provide support for primary carers and parents of infants up to 24 months under the new agreement. Rugby League Players Association CEO Clinton Newton said that the in-principle agreement on key factor financial terms recognise the dedication that players have made to the NRLW competition. We recognise the incredible contribution players make in playing the fastest and toughest game in the world, Newton said. Agreeing to these financial terms will now give the NRLW players financial certainty and security ahead of signing contracts for the 2023 NRLW season and beyond. Although this is not the final agreement and several significant terms are yet to be agreed, this is a big step forward towards securing their first ever CBA. This is great progress for the current and future players in agreement to key financial terms. Will lay strong foundations which will allow our game to attract and retain the best talent in Australia and abroad. There is still so much work to do as we continue to negotiate a joint CBA for the NRLW and NRL players, which captures all the terms and conditions. The Rugby League Players Association board and our team look forward to continuing our work with Andrew and the clubs as we continue to negotiate a historic, first ever, joint collective bargaining agreement. Also, with all the salary changes, all the players will all have access to well-being and education support and access to injury hardship and other player supported funds. The National Rugby League women's season will have a total period of 20 weeks in 2023, which consists of 9-round regular season with a semi-finals and a grand final, 7 weeks of pre-season and 2 weeks of leave, growing to 23 in 2025, so 3 weeks more in 2 years. Further expansion for the NRLW competition has been planned for in the strategic and investment policies that Rugby League wants in Australia. And finally today, that Wigan Warriors have confirmed a dual registration partnership with League One club Oldham for the 2023 season. The link will see some of you Wigan's young and upcoming talent to get the opportunity to gain first team experience at Stuart Littler's Oldham in League One. Wigan have had previous partnerships with Swinton, London Scholars and most recently Castle Thunder, but now turn to Oldham as a way to continue the growth of players. Wigan Warriors head of youth Shane Eccles, seen here on the left, said of the partnership that following on from our great link up last season, we thought it was a great opportunity for both clubs. Several of our young players joined up with Oldham last season. It was a great experience for them. All the players came back with positive feedback on how the club treated them, and the game time was invaluable. Going into this season, we see this as being a strong link between two clubs where our players benefit from playing at a level to help them prepare for the rigours of playing at Super League. Stuart Littler was great with the players last year. He has a lot of coaching experience and will help develop our players for their future careers. Oldham's head coach Stuart Littler added to the comments, echoing the sentiments. We're working hard on this partnership and it will be big for us. Wigan's recruitment and work within youth rugby is up there with the best, if not the best within the country. We all for developing rugby Oldham Rugby League, and the more depth in the squad we can get, the better we become. It will further challenge people for positions, but also, if you have an injury or a ban throughout the year, there's someone to lean on and utilise if needed. Littlest men finished the 2022 League One season in 6th place, which got them qualifying for the elimination playoffs, where they had to face their local postcode rivals Rochdale Hornets, which the Hornets came out on top of 38 points to 24. But Littler has a philosophy for his rugby league and hopes that it'll prove positive. I'm a big believer that pressure creates diamonds, so we need people to stand up and show what they're about. It gives us access to developing the coaching side. Myself, Shez, assistant coach Brendan Sheridan, and the performance team. Both sides can bounce things off each other as they keep an eye on our game if their lads are involved. One of the places that Oldham may be looking at for cover is halfbacks position, as their club are currently without their halfback Lewis Sheridan, who suffered a nasty knee injury during the club's pre-season fixture against Rochdale Hornets. The local derby, so it's never a friendly. But hopefully Mr. Sheridan will come out of this better at the end of it. But for now, Oldham might have to lean on Wigan sooner than they thought. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming in the future. Also, please, if you can, donate to my Buy Me a Coffee fund. Just click on the QR code and it'll send you straight there. No obligation, but anything you can do will help. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business. But please remember to be respectful. At the end of the day, that's all we've got to each other. Our converse and be respectful of each other. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.